How about now? There we go. I don't know what happens. Sometimes it's like the, maybe the driver dies or something like that. Maybe from a Windows update. I'm not entirely sure. It's happened a couple of times now where, like, nothing changes. As far as I'm aware in the system, nothing changes, but then on the back end of OBS, like, it'll say device not connected for the mic. I'm not really sure. Well, what you missed. Is breakfast good content? Maybe. I've got lobster mac, because I splurged a little bit yesterday at Whole Foods. Not enough juice to power the yap. Maybe so. My vocal cords have become too strong. Lobster mac for breakfast, yes sir. Well, where we left off the last time, I actually haven't had a chance to do the Slayer assignment, so we are still on Black Demons. 177 of them. No fried breakfast, no. Come on, I can't be like that unhealthy. I mean, lobster mac is kind of healthy, maybe. Sort of. Kind of. Mac and cheese, I mean, you got, like, carbs, and, I mean, the lobster's like protein, kind of. It's there. Well, let's make our way to the catacombs, because I think that's probably our best bet. Where am I trying to go? Oh, you know what? I haven't done Tears of Guthix this week. Maybe we should do that real quick. Not that the XP is going to be anything crazy, since, unfortunately, it doesn't go into herb lore. But, I mean, Hunter's also kind of a pain in the butt to train, so it doesn't hurt. Cheese comes from cow, which is beef. Therefore, cheese equals beef. Close enough. It's made of the same stuff, isn't it? Alright, let's see. How many tiers are we going to get? 30 is our PB at the moment. We don't get a lot of them because, unfortunately, we just don't have a lot of quest points, so we don't get to hang out here that long. Hopefully, when sailing comes out, I'll get access to a ton of quests. And then this will be slightly more useful. Ooh, come on. 31? Hey, 32! We did it. How much XP are we gonna get for that? About 2k almost. Seems like so little, but also Hunter really is a super huge pain for me to train at the moment. Alright, with that out of the way, now let's go over to the catacombs. At some point I need to get my Hunter up. Free XP is free XP. Once upon a time, I was like, I'm for sure gonna get my Hunter up to, what is it, 83 for Dragon Implings. I was like, I can do that and get a glory. And I need to do that anyway for, like, a huge stack of clues. You can see how far I got. All of those clues I did like, what, 3 or 4 streams ago? Yep, that was all the Implings I managed to capture. I was like, alright, let's move on to something else. Like 1,500 of them or so. Black demons are on this side. I don't think I run past anything terrible. Yeah, I should be alright. As long as I'm not running through Slayer creatures, I'm doing pretty good. Now, the only real challenge is going to be there's always a ton of people here. Golly, what is this? I swear, like, all the people I see here, this is my second Black Demons task on our way to the 300 point threshold, and I swear, like, I don't know if they're bots or what, but so many people have, like, the full prayer outfit looking thing. Pure is tough to do straight, yeah. Well, and it also gives reduced XP, which kind of sucks, too. Let me also run you out here, because killing these straight up is not really going to be a good idea. A lot of XP, gonna use a ton of runes, so we'll get him out here. Current Castle. How goes the Slayer? I mean, I think task streak-wise... Well, does it tell us when we check this? I don't remember. It does. I mean, we're getting up there. Unfortunately, this isn't giving us enough points to buy the ring crafting. And we're on our last teleport, so I'm gonna have to buy another ring, which is gonna slow us down a little bit, but we're getting kind of close. I mean, it's basically like, what, maybe like 6 or 7 more tasks, something like that? I might have to get all the way up to the 30 task streak. Here comes Mr. U. He got himself the mutagen yesterday. Very fancy now, like red serpentine helm. Serpentine. Now, I do kind of wonder, I don't know if I mean, I guess we'll have to see. I guess if I'm waiting on Venom, it's going to take kind of a long time, though. These have a lot of HP. 170 HP. I mean, they're almost as bad as, like, Iron and Steel Dragons. Oh, there goes the prayer guy again. Oh, that's a different prayer guy. So I don't know. I like stuff like this. I mean, with the dragons, I'm like, cool to sit there. I mean, I guess Iron Dragons are probably pretty similar in HP, so it takes about the same amount of time, but I get way less of them. That's the real crux of it. I'm like, we got 177 of these things to go. It's gonna take ages if I wait for Venom. I might be better off, like, switching to my prayer gear and then grab, like, a whip or something. Might also be alright if I had access to the entire world myself, but I have a feeling that's going to be kind of tough. See how antsy this guy gets over here. Is this just like a popular training spot? Like, I swear, there's a ton of people here, just all the time. On my last task, I think there were like 3 people just hanging out in this little alcove over here. Can't just use air spells? I mean, I guess I could. Sonar assigns him over here. Oh, look at what is this guy doing? Come on. You can't tell me that's not a bot. Ah, what a pain in the butt, dude. Can I steal the last hit? Maybe. I didn't get the Slayer XP for it. Unfortunate. Alright, we'll look around. Iron Man things, yeah. Well, that's the other reason why I'm also not, like, I would mage constantly on you to, like, lower the HP. The problem is I don't have a lot of Zora scales. So, I mean, I need to bring other gear if I'm gonna, like, attack consistently. Smack him with spells. I mean, I guess I could bring, like, a normal trident. Okay, that's promising. 492. 492. What's their elemental weakness? It's the, it's water spells. Here, I guess let's Let me get a couple of these started taking down. Yeah, I mean, you might be right. Just go and grab some other stuff. Just smack them with, like, some... whatever I've got a lot of in the bank. I mean, I suppose they'll stay venomed if I teleport out of here, so it shouldn't matter. Save you a lot if you use water. Alright, here. I'll go grab some additional gear so I can, like, smack on these guys. Here, let's grab you. And let's not die. So they're not wandering around too much. I mean, they should stay venomed, I would think. Don't remember what my source of runes were. Well, for this guy, I mean, I can buy them through the Wizards Guild. It's just kind of pricey. I mean, I've got a mil GP sitting around. I can get more. I've got 30,000 U logs that I could work my way through. That would just take a lot of time. I'm not like that pressed for it right now. Can I kill Dust Devils? I don't think so. They're higher, aren't they? 67 maybe? 65? So we got a little ways to go. And did the Venom disappear? I haven't seen them take a damage hit splat. I think it did. Venom disappeared when I tellied out. That's odd. Once you have them, you're golden. Maybe. I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna end up camping them for a while. I suppose it wouldn't be the worst idea. Alright, I've got 121,000 mine runes in the bank, so I guess we'll just use low-level water spells, because why not? Won't speed it up a ton, but it'll do a little bit. If we can attack consistently, I'll Venom them, and then I'll switch over to Water Strike. I swear, though, the mechanics for Venom are just, like... It's weird. I know sometimes it will stay, but there's, like, certain actions that'll make it just stop. And I've seen it happen before, like, when I was killing Iron Dragons the other day. It was like, I got them Venomed, they were up to 20. And I don't know if I ran past, like, a certain aggro line or something, but, like, once I hit them with SirTransit, the Venom just stopped at that point. Like, I have no idea why. Super odd. Oop. Meleeing with the staff. Let me see, because I'm pretty sure I lose scales if I attack with this on, don't I? Maybe I don't. Maybe I'm alright. Maybe it's just, if we get attacked. That way I can just use this instead of not having to worry about switching to the Trident to Venom 'em. Venom them. Alright, how effective is this? 8? 9? I must be able to hit up to 10. I didn't see the little, like, max hit splat. Ooh. Alright, 11. I guess we'll have to see if this screws up anything with the Slayer XP. I know as long as I get the last hit, it counts. But I don't know if the Venom kills it and I've attacked it somewhat recently. I may not get it. Not 100% sure on that. Oh man. It's a random event, but not one that we care about. Elemental spells feel so good nowadays. I mean, the fact that you can hit 11 with this. Wow, really? The same random? The fact that you can hit 11, though, I mean, this is like... It's Water Strike. You know what I mean? What did the max of these used to be? Fire Strike was what? Did it go up to 8? Or was it 6? I don't remember. But the fact that they all scale up to the same damage is kind of cool. Only downside to using this is I'm not entirely sure when they get venomed. I think it's a 50% chance, maybe? Or maybe it's 25. When you're using a non-venom weapon with this helmet. Fire Strike's 8, then Weakness makes it 11. Well, I guess these are... I think these are 50% weak to water. What's the strat here? I mean, this is it. Poke him down, get him low. Last hit him with Transit. To try and minimize the Slayer XP. God, we got so many of them. They can, Neve can give anywhere from like 125 to like 180. Yeah, just last hitting. What is worthwhile to use this on? Definitely not Slayer. Honestly, I mean, most of these skills really aren't that important or aren't that terrible. Probably still Hunter. Pretty close to a level. Why don't I want Slayer XP? The higher my Slayer gets, the more likely I am to get tasks that I can't do or don't want to do. Most of them I can't. There's a couple of them that I only have access in the wilderness. So right now, the only one that I can get that I don't want to do is Black Dragons. I could technically do them. There's plenty of Black Dragons in the wilderness. Just try to avoid that. But once I hit 62 is when I unlock Drakes. So that becomes a problem because I just can't do that one. You know, unless sailing gives me the whatever mountain. Oh my goodness, if I could click around on the map. Sailing is likely to give me a lot of stuff. Maybe, actually. There's like a little bit of water here, a little bit of water. Like, just, I think that's on the corner. Maybe not. Depends if we can come in here, I guess. And I'm like, this is the only place where I can kill drakes. So, that one, no-go for me. 63 is Spiritual Warriors, I think. Unironically, KBD is preferable for you for safety reasons. If KBD wasn't so scary, I think KBD would kill me. Rune crafting takes forever. It does, but I mean, I did get Guardians of the Rift, so like, if I really wanted to train it, I could. How is this thing not venomed? I'm gonna have to look up that percentage. I know for sure we can venom as long as we're wearing this helm. It's just not guaranteed unless you use like a venom weapon. Probably says on the Serpentine Visage wiki page. Serpentine helm, let's see. One in 6 chance of using a non-poison melee weapon. 1 in 2 of poison, 100%. Are you kidding? So wait, I venomed that first one because I meleeed it with the staff, and I hit the 1 in 6 chance, so I guess you can't venom it when you're using normal spells? Well, I guess if we, wrong account, if I equip the trident, and I manual cast it, that would venom it. I don't know if that's worth it. That eat scales? Ah, it did. Okay. I'd feel a lot safer doing dragons if I had dragon fire protection. Which is really just either Herblore or the Edgeville Monastery chunk, so I can, like, talk with Oziak, actually get the shield. I wish that one would come around. There we go. Get it a little bit closer. Ooh, don't get pulled out there. It's a little scary. Yeah, I don't know. I probably should Venom it, though. Or get some higher level spells. These are not exactly good spells. I don't have a lot of high level runes on this account either. Will Molly show up? No way. We got a whole hour until we have a chance at another random. We already got double count check today. Although, actually, yesterday while I was getting some B-roll, I did get the Molly random on UJack. I swear, I think she hates SirTransit. I think she knows what's going on with the account, and she just, like, refuses to show up. Because it's always, like, UJack doing random stuff. He gets it, like, a reasonable amount. Actually, I wonder if it's tracked on there. I don't use the same setup as I do for Transit. Yeah, I don't have the, like, the random tracker on my other profile. It's all calculated. I just need her to show up at this point. I'm already doing a bit of an exception with Molly, where if I get her, and I don't get a new chunk, I add a counter, and when I get to 3 counters, I can, like, roll any of the chunks that I don't have with her. Because it's just... She can teleport you to, like, 30-ish locations, something in that ballpark. So it just becomes, like, unreasonable at a point. Like, it would actually take, like, a decade, probably, to RNG all of the chunks. It's been too long at this point, yeah. Waiting for Molly chunks for 2 years. I think 3 actually now. We're pretty close to 3. Or if not already there. Molly is... I think if I were to do it again, I would probably do that same sort of exception thing from the beginning. It wouldn't have sped it up that much, because, I mean, there's a lot of chunks that you don't have initially, but especially as it gets, like, farther into it, it would start, like, helping a little bit. Because, I mean, I've definitely had enough Molly randoms have, like, 3 in a row. Not recently. Not for a long time, actually. When did I even get one? God, is February 6th really the last time? Oh no, I did get one on the 24th as well. It's just not a lot. Doesn't happen very often. I'm getting like 1 Molly random a month, maybe 2, if I'm lucky. I remember there was one episode that I was recording. I think it was the 500-hour plan. That one was a good time for Molly because she ended up showing up like 4 or 5 times in the course of that episode, and it was, you know, like 5 in a month. I'm excited about 5 Molly randoms in a month. That's the kind of scale that we're working with here. It's crazy. I know, I don't know what it is. I feel like there must be something about this account. It knows. it must know. I'm like, one of my least had randoms is the Molly random. I remember at one point I exported this. The list doesn't go back very far now because I switched my computer, but when I was on the other computer, after like 1.5 years, I exported the data from the random tracker because it holds all of them, and Molly was like in the smaller percentage compared to the rest of the randoms. Got her earlier today. Oof. You don't have to wound me. Ah, Molly. Always hunting for Molly. I mean, really, I've only got... I mean, I guess technically I've got 3 chunks remaining for her. So I'm pretty close to being done with that. But that's why, like, I'm looking at it and I'm just like, man, if I wait to like actually get these, I could say this whole like, I'm gonna have like a, what would you call it, like a pity system for Molly. I'm like, I could have a pity system for Molly, and then she gives me a new chunk, next 3 times I see her, and you know what? I'm like, that's fine if that pushes her to give me, great RNG, by all means. But otherwise, I'm like, for me to get the Molly random 9 times versus like getting it another, I don't even know. If we're assuming like 1 in 30 is the odds of getting your specific chunk, and I need 3. I mean, I guess like the first one is not terrible. It'd be like a 5% chance, maybe. It's still got to be pretty small. Maybe it's more than 30. Either way, I'm just like, I don't want to wait decades for that. Especially because the chunks that she hasn't given me are so important, too. 2 out of the 3 are like, I mean, Herblore and Dragon Slayer. Like, that's the 2 chunks that we've got left. Herblore and Dragon Slayer. Mr. Sharp, welcome in. What's up? We're doing some Slayer. Always doing some Slayer. Otherwise, this week, some weeks I've been better about doing Slayer and like going through the assignments. This week and last week have been a little bit slow in terms of the account progress because I'm too busy like editing junk. When did you start the hardcore? Just about 3 years ago, I want to say. We're getting pretty up there. Where is it? No. Where's the little, like, stat page? Here, isn't it? There you go. Because I had to do the math for this in the video. So we're above, like, 1,500 hours at this point. In terms of playtime. I'd say we're not doing too terrible for the restrictions on the account. Quite happy that we have the wilderness, even though I don't go out there as well. Because that was definitely one where if I didn't get it, I was never going to get it. So it kind of makes the account interesting, Even though I never go out there now. I was thinking about it, and I'm like, I do think I'm going to come out here for probably 2 more things. In fairness, one of them is going to be LMS, so it's not like I'm not risking anything out there for LMS. But I want to get the Rune Pouch at some point, which will be LMS. And then probably the Mage Arena 2 cape. So that one will be a little bit scary. Hopefully it won't be terrible. And then way, way, way down the road, I may go for like the whatever shields from the 3 bosses that are out here. I don't know though. I think anything that's like a long grind out here seems so risky. But I'm like, that's also, well, I guess Mage's Book actually from the desert does give a percentage nowadays. I think it's still a little bit less than the ability shield. I mean, the range one would be nice, but I'll eventually outclass it with the whatever range shield from Chambers. Like making a 94 mage while playing Wilds, Monster Hunter Wilds. Making some money with Plank Make. Earning yourself some additional bonds, maybe. Is Monster Hunter Wilds the new one? I'm trying to remember. Because they released one that I think I've got one of, like, whatever the last one was on the what is it, 3DS? No, I'm blanking. Whatever, the Nintendo handheld thing. It's the latest one. Okay, yeah. How's that one been? Rise, maybe? Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was Rise. From, you know, I got it when it was on sale. It's the same thing with the Steam sales. I get it off when it's on sale, and I never play it. Like, I don't have time. I'm like, eventually, I may want to play this. Like, ooh, and it's, you know, $5 or whatever. I'm like, okay, it's not a bad thing. And then I get it. And then what do? I play a bunch of RuneScape, and then I, like, busy editing videos and stuff. Never have the time. Just got it first couple hours in. New to the series, only played a bit when Worlds came out, but I'm having a great time. Same. It's so hard to, like, do stuff on RuneScape and then go and, like, play something else. Although, I guess, yeah, if you're doing something AFK, you got the plank makes, that kind of gets you there. I think well, I'll have to look. Monster Hunter World. I think that's the one where I spent some time in. Not as AFK as we think. I know, people are always like, oh, this thing's AFK. It's really not. I mean, outside of, like, stars and, like, sitting in Nightmare Zone, there's not a lot of stuff that's, like, actually AFK. I guess making cannonballs is also alright. You get, like, 3 or 4 minutes. Also, I don't know, this task, I think maybe I should go and splurge on some ruins or something for you, Jack. This is gonna take ages at this rate. I mean, we're down, what, 14 of them? Holy, dude. How long has this been? Golly. We're already like 30 minutes. 30 minutes for 14 kills. Except for a few niche things. Yeah, I know. Yeah, okay, so Monster Hunter World, that was one, when it came out, I was playing with friends for a while. I remember that one. It was a good time. Used to block Black Demons because they just take so long. Hours and hours. I wish I could. I've got 1 block slot, and I'm really trying not to use my points yet. I mean, I have a feeling we're gonna get to 62, and I'll probably be better served, like, blocking Drakes, because I just literally can't do them. But it's so sad, because it means I have to do stuff like this. I mean, Steel Dragons took a while, too. Like, 50 Steel Dragons? I've had that task once. I swear, like, on all of these really bad tasks, she just gives me, like, the maximum that I can get. It's been brutal. And it's brutal not just for the time reason, but also because I'm, like, trying to avoid Slayer XP so I can get more Slayer points. And then she gives me these, like, high health, maximum number ones. I'm just like, there's a world that I would have gotten, like, 400 points by now, and we're not living in that. Unfortunately, you know? Like, 55 Steel Dragons, perfect. 55 Iron Dragons. I'm like, okay, calm down. 180 Black Demons. Like, oh my god. Girl, chill. It's been so terrible. And even the Fire Giant task, too. Like, that one's not quite as bad to deal with, but, like, it's the same thing. She gives me, like, 180 Fire Giants. I'm just like, why? You could give me 125. She's probably in cahoots with Molly. Calling it now. Monster Hunter World. Yeah, I remember this game. Monster Hunter's a cool game, I think. Although, something I'll say just in general, like, Monster Hunter and those types of games, I'm like, I don't enjoy it quite that much solo. It's the same thing with, like, Dark Souls or Elden Ring. Like, I have Elden Ring, and I played a little bit of it with my brother, but the like, multiplayer summoning aspect broke pretty quickly. It seems like I don't know what bugged it out, but we weren't able to play together at that point. I just stopped, because I'm like maybe it's a time thing, too. I feel like I don't have the time, so if I'm able to play with people, that's cool. It's like a fun experience, but I don't necessarily want to take the time to play those games by myself. Molly's the gang leader. Molly's world and we're just living in it. Feels that way sometimes. And she never shows up. Molly, like the Avatar. Vanishes when you need him the most. Like, we're so close, just... all she has to do is give me 2 more chunks. And think of how much better this account would be doing if I had Herblore, because I could go and do, like, bosses and stuff. Maybe it's better, because it helps me focus more on unlocking the chunks, but I'm like... I could make prayer potions. Like, getting herbs and getting Herblore secondaries really isn't a problem on this account. It's just I don't have Herblore, because I can't complete the quest. Would also help a little bit with Slayer, though it's not like we super need it. But that Herblore chunk is the one that's has a Taverley dungeon in it too. Try to avoid clicking on anything. That one right there. It's so unfortunate that you have to like, I have to talk to this guy, I have to go down here, I'm like, just give me this chunk, Molly. She can, she just chooses not to. Man, I wish more randoms would teleport you to like they used to. Hopping off, good to catch you again, man. Good luck, take care. Appreciate you stopping by, Sharp. Good luck on the Monster Hunter grind. Hopefully get some good stuff there. Alright, we are at 160 left. I can't stand it anymore. Ujack's gonna go shopping. Alright, I gotta get something more than mind runs. Let me see what I have in the bank first. I'm pretty sure I've only got like a stack of Chaos Runes though. There's not even that many. It's like 15k of them. I kind of need them for Onyxes still. You know, actually... Okay, I have an alright amount of Blood Runes. I'll just bring those. It's not as big of a deal for you to go hunting for Blood Runes. They're kind of expensive on transit because I just don't have enough cash. For now, my best like source of them outside of just buying them is like Soul Wars crates. Although when they do the rebalance in the summer, I think they said. Is that right? Yeah, it was like the summer sweep up. They mentioned that. Wonder if that means I'll start getting Blood Runes elsewhere. Although I think realistically for this count, probably not. I bet Soul Wars has been quite good. Soul Wars is good for money as well. I'll be curious to see how those crates end up shaking out, because man, they print runes, like Blood and Soul. Tons and tons of them. Alright, let's see how much better this is. Alrighty, alright, 24. I think we can hit up to probably close to 30 with this. I just can't do it. I can't sit there with those mind runes. We're gonna be here for like 8 hours trying to finish this one task. I don't suppose anybody else also wants to join me here. You're welcome to if you'd like. We got nothing better than to half kill some black demons. Such a brutal task. And the fact that it gives a lot of XP too. It's just so unfortunate. Luckily we're not going to quite get to 62 on this one, but it's definitely making more of a dent than I'd prefer. 28, there you go. Fishing anglers watching you be in pain at the moment. Trying to get rune crafting over with. Alright, nobody's doing anything fun. It's just that kind of Sunday, I guess. I guess a little bit worse because I'm just like, man, I know we're close. I'm like half tempted to go and get a Wilderness Slayer task because I'm like, I know if we just go and do like 2 of those, we're basically done with the ring. But I'm like, man, it's so risky. I could get a super easy task like scorpions or skeletons, or I could get revs again, and then I'm just gonna be crying. Though imagine if I got myself a rev weapon, like the mage staff or whatever from revs. That'd be pretty wild. I don't know if I'd be willing to do a wilderness task on stream though. Now that we have like a ton of people here, so I'm sure none of you guys would actually come and camp me. But I'm like, there's a world where that happens. Someone like comes and stream snipes, murders me. That would be a terrible way to end things for the account. I think it's too tempting. Would be so awesome, but yeah, not on stream, I think. I survived 1 rev task, so I mean, I know I can do it. But they changed the, like the wilderness alarm, the player indicators. Can guard you instead. Could. I think, so like the way that I did it before, I camped out my accounts on the like 1 screen over basically. And that allowed me to have like the player alarm active for more areas. I mean, you still get like jump scared by bots hopping around. I think I killed the goblins. It's the side near the stairs. So you get jump scared because bots hop through so frequently. But in terms of like the PKers, most of the time they don't hop through the world. They come running from like a lot of them came running from the entrance. Some of them come down from like hobgoblins. So if I had the accounts kind of like on either of those ends, I could get red flashing, and I'd also see the names on the minimap. But they seem like they removed the names part of that. So I'm pretty sure it's just like player indicators. But last time yeah, and it says it even here above the head. I wonder. Well, now it's there. Maybe it was just broken the day that I was using it. Alright, maybe there's a chance then. Oh, I didn't stop myself from killing the black demon. See, I thought maybe they removed that because they were like, too OP. People are avoiding PKers too quickly. Like, the flashing is nice, but I don't know, something about having, like, the names showing up on the minimap I feel like is a little more helpful. Doesn't hurt to have both, though. I don't know, I guess we probably have 2 hours before this task is done anyway, so I guess I got some time to think about it. I really wish I could just, like... I could almost... if I could check my task streak for the Wilderness Slayer, like, if I was close, I might be more willing to do it. I feel like I got to 10, and I stopped, though. But I'm pretty sure I can't check it unless I, like, actually get a task, unfortunately. Because not a shared task streak with the normal Slayer monsters, or Slayer masters. You know, the other random I would like, and I have yet to see since I started holding herbs in my inventory. Dr. Jekyll. I swear, dude, the game just knows when you want a random. Dr. Jekyll's not even like that big of a deal either. Like, this is just super restores for me, if he ever shows up. I started carrying these herbs, and I've only had one. Only one. I got him, like, countless times before. I start carrying herbs. Only one. I smell herbs, I'll go elsewhere. Who knows? Maybe, you know, like, I'm sure it's all RNG and there's no check, but man, it feels like it, though. Shoot, we look. There's Dr. Jekyll. On the 23rd. I guess in fairness, I haven't had, like, a ton of randoms. Which, I mean, really? Kind of says something in and of itself, because it's not like a lack of being online. I've had several, like, 4 or 5 hour stints of no randoms. Pretty brutal. And it's not even like I've not been standing in areas where I can't get randoms. Because, I mean, I know that those are a thing. Like, if you're next to a star, you can't get randoms. No, I'm just, like, out here doing Slayer for, like, 5 hours. And then I'm like, I don't know, maybe I can't get randoms in the catacombs. And then the dude who's, like, doing his creator demon task down here gets them all random. I'm like, no, it just hates me. That's all. Glad we could confirm that. Randoms are the struggle of the account. Get loads of randoms doing Zaya rune crafting. I mean, I think there's gotta be a way to, like... Alright, I remember a Rendy video once upon a time, like, forcing randoms or something, or maybe it was settled. Like, there's some way to do it, and it's like earning XP in instances or something like that. I just don't have, like, a good way for myself to do that, I don't think. Could be worth trying to force randoms if I have, like, if I understand the method. Someone talked about it recently during leagues. I think... Yeah, I remember a little segment for, like, Solo Mission trying to do it during one of his leagues videos, because he needed the Dr. Or no, not the Dr. Jekyll, the, like, miles or something. Miles for the kebab. Yeah. Kebab task. Kebab. Follow the thing you're talking about. As I say, if you know how to force randoms, like, I know that there's certain areas where some randoms are more frequent, or like there's like a limited set of randoms that you can get. So, like, I guess over in Karamja or something. I don't remember where he went to force, like, the miles random, because it was part of that limited set. I think it's every 5 minutes getting some XP in an instance, and when you leave, they have a chance to spawn. Ooh, that probably kills it. It does. Unfortunate. The dude who went for rank 1 was the one who explained it. I mean, if you can find it. It's been a long time since I've tried. The last time, the only instance that I had was my house. That's probably not true anymore, though. I mean, I guess if nothing else, I'm thinking Zaya. I've got Tithe Farm. Tithe Farm is an instance, so I mean, I could go and do some Tithe Farm and then step out every couple of minutes. I don't know if... I feel like the last time I looked it up, it was something about having multiple different types of XP. I don't know if that matters. I'm not sure if there's other instances, actually, that I'd have access to that are, like, somewhat reliable. The house was a problem because I couldn't get a lot of XP in there. I could bring, like, stackable stuff, but as, you know, like, fletching arrow shafts or something, you know, like, that's not much. And then, like, adding feathers to arrows. I don't know what else is instanced around. Maybe like the thieving outfit in the rogue's den? I don't know. No, I guess it's not really an instance, but you can't get randoms when you're in there. I don't know if that counts. Kind of the same deal with Mage Training Arena. I don't think it's an instance, but you can't get randoms when you're in the rooms. Like, I just don't know if that's how that works. I know Tithe Farm is an instance. Man, I may actually not have much else. I mean, I guess I could go into chambers. That one's a little bit of an odd one, but I mean, I definitely could. Though I don't know if I could earn a lot of XP while I'm running around in chambers. I'm probably get a variety of, like, really little XP drops. Oh no, someone showed up. Well, I had my map pulled up. Wonder if Scurrius would work. Try getting spines for XP, leave the instance every 5 minutes. Oh, that's true. Yeah, I guess that is instance as well, isn't it? Oh, that guy being here is going to mean that they all aggro onto him. That's kind of unfortunate. You know, maybe I should ask him if he's okay with half-killing black demons. I don't know, how often do you think people are going to be like, oh yeah, that sounds like a good time? Ooh, ow. A 16, man, calm down. Goodness. Almost makes me want to eat a shark. Man, I don't know. I mean, I guess there's not really much I can do about it. The fact that they're going to be aggroed onto him for a while, kind of a pain. I won't be able to get 2 down very easily. Not that this is super fast anyway. We'll see. Probably not. I feel like most of the time when I talk to people, nothing. Silence. I'm like, hey, would you like to do whatever? Nothing. Ever. Shoot, I had one guy try to crash me at Iron Dragons the other day, too. I was like, I'm sitting there venoming the things. They get down to 1 hit. He runs in, no Dragonfire Shield, full aggro, just gets completely blasted. And I was like, okay, that was weird. And then he comes back with a Dragonfire Shield and waits for me to get him low, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing? And he's like, I just want kills. And I'm like, I have like 2 left in my Slayer assignment. Please, like, stop trying to steal these from me. Total silence. Complete silence. He just, at that point. Well, at least he said something. Oh, dang it. Too big of a hit. Too busy typing. I couldn't believe it though. The guy at the Iron Dragons, I was like, are you kidding? Like, he sees me Venom in these and he's like, oh, perfect. And he gets the drops too. That's the problem, because like if I hit a 1, or he's not an Iron Man. I don't think he was an Iron Man. It was just like, so he would not only ruin my Slayer XP, he'd get the drop too, and he's just like, oh, free loot. Like, no, this is not how this works. Like, get out of here. Ugh. It's just so unfortunate. Imagine he got a Visage too doing that. That man would be crashing dragons for the rest of his life. I mean, I'd be pretty happy too if I were him. Free drops, free Visage. Just go boost Slayer points. Dang, man, it dragged this demon too. Nobody understands me. I'm like the angsty teen of Iron Man. It's Turiel, right? Turiel? Turiel's the whatever. Close enough. Turiel's with an E, isn't it? Found the soul mission explanation. Alright. However, it's the opposite of what you need. Are you some dumb locked account? Oh no. He's on to us. Shows how to make the teleporting randoms not show up. Oh. RIP. Don't consent to this. Hey, in fairness, I was here first, you know? Uncle Man. Film this for your little series. You want to? Touching mobs without consent? Alright, hold on, let me grab this. Grab it just for you. We'll get Uncle Cappy in here. See, and this is... Put him in the vid. He'll be there. We got the clip. Didn't sign anything. Wait, we had another guy show up. Ah, the big hits. Unfortunate. I wonder if that's his ult. Put him in the bid. You just gotta pay attention on your Slayer assignments, you know? You never know who's gonna be there asking you to do, like... XP splits, I guess. I don't know, what would you even call this? Boosting for me, I guess. Come boost for me, please. I wonder if he has aggro potions. Like, I think hasn't it been 10 minutes since he showed up? He's still pulling these over. Oh my god. Someone in the stack is dying. Ugh, look at it go, dude. Such a pain in the butt. Getting tired. I mean, it's pretty late for you, isn't it? Weren't you trying to improve your sleep schedule or something? Oh. Oh, wow, I still got the XP for that. Alright. Couldn't quite stop me. Ooh, alright, here we go. No big hit. Oh, he got a 0. Not what you want to see. Dang it. Oh good, okay, I think the aggro finally dropped. There's a chance of me actually getting black demons now. Just wants to play at the same time as you, huh? Dark Caster. You're an important guy to play RuneScape at the same time with. I don't blame him. My sleep schedule's been kind of bad the last couple of days. Myself. Okay, that's not gonna make me run out. Forget about the name, it's Bandit. Bandit. Mr. Max Bandit. I was up until like 2:30 last night, but it's because I've been working out late in the day, so I just haven't had a lot of time. I ended up working out at like 9 o'clock, and I know it's not good for sleep. Wakes you up, and I end up staying up till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Wish it were easier to keep my schedule in line. Go to bed at like 10, wake up at 8 or something. Or I guess 7. 6 or 7 probably. I think actually this week was probably because I was like early in the week. I was really trying to get the transit episode done. So I ended up, am I attacking the right one? No, I'm not. I was trying to get it done. I kept like, well, when I did the news video, that pushed off some of the transit work a little bit too. I was like, man, I really want to get this one done. I have another one that I want to finish, ideally before I leave, but I don't know if I'm going to have the time for that. When I start putting like production timeline pressure on myself, I tend to eat away at my sleep. But it's just the struggle. I only have time in the evenings because I work. So if I want to do stuff and like really get it done, I'm like, okay, what do I need to actually do? I'm like, okay, well I need to finish this section. And then it doesn't become about time anymore. It's just like, well, however long it takes, it takes. Yeah, well, he got a genie. Golly, this is still so slow. It's been another 30 minutes. We're doing better than we were in the last 30, but not a ton. Last time we got, what, 14 kills in like 30 minutes? We're a little bit past 30, so we got about twice as many kills. A kill a minute, just about. It's so brutal. It makes this still a 3-hour task. Oh, Uncle left. Where'd he go? He gone. Well, at least we captured him a little bit. Still not entirely sure what I'm going to do with all these Slayer assignments for the video, but it'll probably turn into a little bit of a montage, so... Next series, Yapjack. I can sit in silence. Do we want to sit in silence? I can try. I know, it's too tough. That's why I watch. The yaps. Ah, he was just resetting his aggro. Pain in the butt, dude. Such a pain in the butt. Oh no, he's on the same demon as well. Well. Unfortunate. Oop. Missed it earlier. Oh yeah, for the Yapjack series. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, I need some other formats besides the Transit series. It's been kind of the... That was my whole last year question, is like what I can do in between episodes. But like I just can't churn through them fast enough. I could yap about the news every week. I mean, I did it for the like the roadmap because it's big stuff, but then they dropped like the Yama blog, and I looked at it and I was just like, I don't know. I mean, I could talk about it. I could cover it. I just don't know if, like, I don't feel like I have a lot to add. I'm like, unless it's big stuff, I don't know if it's that important. People really care about it. But it is fairly quick for me to cover. I'm like, I don't know, maybe go yapping about it. If you don't want Slayer XP, why are you doing Slayer? I want the points. I would like to get enough points to be able to craft the rings so that I can, like, actually use the chunks. Because I essentially get access to the Tree Gnome Stronghold with this. But if I have to buy rings with Slayer points, then I'm, like... I'm gonna have to go back to Wild Slayer. Like, that's basically it. If I have to upkeep the rings that way, it's gonna be Wilderness Slayer, because it's the only place where I have 100% chance of being able to do the task. So, I figured, like, I had the ring, and I was like, you know, I want to open up the chunks, so it seems like as good of a time as any. Because I can either do, like, at this point it's clues or a couple of, like, odds and ends. And since I just did clues, I was like, let me do a couple of odds and ends, and I figured this was a good one. I was like, okay, we got the ring, we'll start doing Slayer from, like, the normal Slayer Master, because I should be able to get enough points to unlock, like, the ability to craft them. I didn't do well on my math. This is way more Slayer than I thought. I was like, I'll just do, like, 10 tasks, 15 tasks, so we'll be good. And I totally blanked on the fact that I have to teleport out there to get a task in the first place. So I just burned through the ring, like the charges on it. And they're 75 points. So, like, they're not cheap either. Brutal. That's why we're having to go so far into the tasks. That's why I'm saying, I think I'm going to have to get all the way up to 30 potentially. The fact that you can't tutorial skip is rough. Yeah, you know, I could double check there's gonna be tasks that I can't do. I wonder how many it is though now. Because the last time I looked, I mean, it is like a big chance. So when I originally started Wilderness Slayer, and I was like, I hope I don't get locked in Slayer, because originally when I started it, I didn't have the whole wilderness open. I only had like the obelisk chunks basically, and I was just like, I think there was a 50% chance or something like that I could do a Wilderness Slayer task, and if I couldn't, I could go to Turiel, and there was like a 50% chance or something that I could do the Turiel task. So I was like, okay, I think between the two of these, there's a reasonable enough chance that I can get points. And at the time, that was just like, okay, let me just like get up to points for maybe like a ring, you know, maybe be able to like do some other things as well with them, just to kind of like have some stuff. So I did it for the rings. Oh, rings, a singular ring. Oh no, this guy. Oh, that's such a tear, dude. Lunar diplomacy would be hard for him. Yeah, I can't use the NPC contact. But anyway, so I was like, I got lucky. I could have hard locked myself on Slayer early on. Turiel was kind enough. I ended up doing, I think, 2 Turiel tasks, but it's pretty risky. But there were ones that I could do, so like it didn't matter. So like I did the Wilderness Slayer. I was trying to get points. I'd have to get 5 in a row before I switched over like to getting points. And man, it was rough. I did eventually get him though. Golly, dude, I think I just got completely crashed by this man. Brutal. And there's just like nothing I can do. Can see it being a pain. You likes the punishment. Like, Wilderness Slayer is really good for me now. I just would have to risk the status, which I don't really want to do. Oh man, no. What is this guy doing? Bot behavior. Well, I guess if he tanks the demon for me, I'm not that upset about it. Man, alright. I guess I'm gonna have to hop. I'm not gonna be competing with both of these guys. That's such a pain. I really wish there was something to do about this too, because just like, people just roll up and take your world, and there's just like nothing you can do about it. You know, I guess I might as well shoot at this and see what happens. Until I find another world I can jump into. $489 has a dude ranging, which isn't terrible. Might just have to go do that. We're actually gonna get the drop on this demon, I think. Full Slayer points. Oh, feels bad. For some air runes. Alright. 489. We'll go join our ranging fella. Oh, is he done? Maybe he's actually banking stuff. It's your lucky day. Alright, how busy do we make this world look? Look at all the mages here. This is totally independent people. I feel like Black Demons really shouldn't be that busy. For these suck as a Slayer assignment. Why do people like these? I think normally when I was getting black demons, I would go to demonic gorillas. That's what they're called. I keep wanting to call them tormented demons. That's not right. Though I suppose these are at least more AFK than that is. Man, I wish I could get lunar diplomacy done. Actually, though, after sailing, maybe. Depending on how they implement it. I mean, if I can tool around the entirety of, like, the Fremnik area, then I would get probably... Would it be all of those quests? Actually, I don't know. Lunar diplomacy... I'd have to double check. I feel like that one might actually take you to some random parts on the map, so maybe not. I'm hopeful for sailing that I'll get a lot of the, like, the islands up there, if not all of them. I know Azzy and I were looking at the map. Was that last week? Earlier this week? I don't even know. A lot of coastal chunks. If I travel up here, I mean, all of these are surrounded completely by coast. Oh, that's probably gonna kill it, isn't it? Oh, it didn't. Still need to look into sailing and work out how I'm gonna train it. I mean, the beta's gotta be soon, right? I'm thinking it must be next week. I mean, I guess technically they could wait another week, but... They said sometime during this month that they were gonna do the... Or maybe not the beta, the alpha. I wonder if they're gonna do a beta as well. They'll do a round of testing maybe this month and then, like, sometime in the summer. That'd be my guess. But I would really love to test it as well. I know we're not going to have access to, like, the entirety of the map. But I want to see how it, like, just how it functions, really. Click on boat, click on water, win. Hope it'll be that straightforward. Seems like it will be. Port tasks as well. It's like Slayer, but for sailing. I don't know, I was surprised we, like, all of the negative comments on sailing. I wonder if it'll be received well for the alpha. So many people seem, like, anti-sailing. But I also feel like it's a little bit of the, like, the loudest voices kind of deal. Minority shouting. Because they did, I mean, it was... They said, do you want a new skill? And that one passed. And then they said, which of these three do you want? And sailing was picked. And I mean, I guess I could see people saying, well, if my skill didn't pass, I don't want a new skill. But hope they go straight from sailing to adding the other two proposals. One all three showed. How long have they been working on this? I'd have to go back and look. Has it been 2 years? Has it been 3? It's like 2.5. Not been too fussed about sailing, but could see it being interesting. 2 years? I think it's been at least 2. I don't think it's quite been 3, though. I think it's somewhere in between there. By the time they release it, it might have been 3. If they're planning to release it at the end of this year. I'm like, I don't know. I liked new skills back in the day, so, you know, take that for what you will. When they were adding things like, I mean, summoning, dungeoneering, I like both of those. Divination I was around for as well. I mean, I wasn't quite as excited about the concept of what divination was, but it's fine. When they did Invention... Invention was a interesting one. On the RS3 side. Like, I don't know how I felt about it as sort of like an elite skill, if you will. Like, you have to get up to like level 80 in a couple of skills before you can train it. Didn't get the chance to try archaeology or the mining smithing rework that they did. Oop, get that one. I think I did. Like, I don't know, though. I thought it was a good time, like, originally, as they were doing it. I know there was a lot of negativity just in general around the game, with, like, the free trade and the wilderness and stuff. But I thought, like, expanding the game, I don't know, it's almost like the natural progression, isn't it? Could old school survive for a long time without skills? Maybe. I don't know. I guess it's probably not necessary, but seems more fun, maybe? I don't know, I guess it depends on your point of view, doesn't it? Game has to be changed to progress. Oh yeah, which one is that? Okay. I mean, summoning... I think summoning was... or was it dungeoneering? I think summoning came before dungeoneering, didn't it? No, it must have. Because dungeoneering gave a reward that helped out with summoning for, like, the auto-collecting charms and stuff. Unlocked Invention last night after rushing it. Do not do that. You're level via combat and you need level 70 to do anything. Yeah, Invention was like, it's almost like a supplementary kind of skill, right? Because, I mean, you break down other random junk. And that becomes, like, other stuff that you can work with. Somebody's pretty old. Came out in, like, 2008 or something. Okay, yeah. Because I do remember... I remember training that for a while. But, see, I personally liked summoning at the time. It was, like, super divisive. Because people didn't like the idea of it. Like, it totally changed the meta. A lot of metas changed because you had, you know, things that could... Oh, I clicked the wrong one. Oh, it's dead. Rip. You had, like, the healing, auto-healing stuff. You had Pack Yak. You had the Steel Titan. All the high-level stuff really changed things. I guess I liked it because I don't know, like, I didn't mind reducing the grind for stuff. I mean, like, Pack Yak being able to bank stuff a couple times every minute. I was like, yeah, sure. Why not? Being able to camp at God War essentially indefinitely without having to be some sort of, like, ultra mega, you know, prayer flicking, whatever, like, 8-way switching like people do now, and I'm just like, I don't know if I'm ever getting there, man. I don't know about that. Personally, I like summoning, but I think it was abused to make some content too easy. I mean, it trivialized a lot of stuff. For sure. I mean, like, I do understand why people may not like that. I mean, like, before you had to be the Ultra Chad who could prayer flick 8-way switch to, like, camp at God Wars indefinitely. Sort of. I mean, we got, like, Soul Split, which... Soul Split's a different story, but, you know, I'm like... There is some... Like, it's cool to be able to get to that level. But also, if you're never gonna get there, like, I don't know, man. I don't mind having an easy way out every once in a while. It's the same reason I like Soul Split, because I'm like, ooh, cool, I can now, like, AFK most content. But if you're in it for the challenge, then, yeah, I mean, you're not gonna like that. Soul Split's so good, though. I think they ended up nerfing it, from what I remember. It's been so long. I know they've got, like, the Blood Fury in RS3 as well, so you can kind of get, like, the old regen between, like, the Blood Fury and Soul Split. I'm like, man, I remember Soul Split being crazy, crazy good. The Ancient Prayers. I would bet, though, Soul Split was probably worse for the game than Summoning. in terms of like trivializing content. Because I'm like, I think the highest healing summoning was the unicorn, and you had to use your like unicorn scrolls to activate its ability, so it wasn't like a passive thing per se. I mean, it could still let you camp at bosses indefinitely, like pretty easily. Because I remember using that for God Wars before I got Soul Split. But it wasn't on the same scale. Like, you still kind of had to pay attention. You still kind of had to manage your supplies. Once you got to Soul Split, though, you just kind of you brought full inventory of prayer and just turned that thing on. You never died. Never be able to do endgame bosses, etc. Definitely a skill issue. I'm like, you know, I'm getting there slowly. I'll be doing endgame bosses, you know, in 20 years. I might even learn prayer flicking for this account, actually. If I end up doing an Inferno grind. Holy, I don't know, man. You're gonna send this into the Inferno? I don't know. I feel like I'd have to prayer flick at that point. So I may yet learn it. Maybe. Once I get prayer flicking down, I'll be pretty well into the end game. I don't know, were any of you guys around for the ancient prayers? Definitely be rocking a Fire Max cape. I know people hate on the Fire Max cape. I kind of think it looks better than, like, the Max Inferno cape. Don't tell Chaos I said that. I swear, dude, like, the fire cape itself is, like, a brighter color. So I really like the brightness of it. I think it works really well. Infernal one looks good in HD. See, I don't play in HD. You just don't play in HD. There you go. Problem solved. You really want some pixels. Turn off the GPU plugin. It's on so often that I forget, like, how much worse the game used to look. Like, oh my god. What even is this? Like, holy cow, dude, the pixels, it's crazy. RD Max K? Is that even a thing? The RD Max K? I guess it is. It must be, right? Because RD gives you the best stab bonus, is it? God, it's so ugly. Look at all these pixels. It doesn't help that this is like a larger screen, but I mean, still. I guess really the client used to be like, you know, tiny. Way back in the day. You'd be like this size. You can't even see it because my camera's taking up the whole thing. Gotta turn that back on. Whew. Need to smooth out those lines, goodness. Vorkath Max Cape, blue one. Well, I guess now you'd have the, what is it, like Dasani's Quiver or whatever? Dasani's Quiver. Bottle of water quiver. Don't talk about that boss. Was that the one that you were pretty dry at? I know someone in the clan was talking about it the other day. The Vorkath drops are just brutal, unfortunately. They're so rare. $3K kills, nothing but heads. Rip. Yeah, I mean, what can you do? The drops that you're going there for is like, Vorkath has his Visage. It's like 1 in 5K. Terrible. Terrible for rares anyway. I mean, it's still good money. It's like not a terrible boss to go dry on, but honestly, I mean, the chances of you going dry there is just so high since the drops are so rare. There's nothing you can do about it, unfortunately. Ooh. Don't get dragged out there. We may yet finish one Slayer task on this stream. Maybe. Oh my god, it's been another 30 minutes. We're only about like 30 more down. I may not even have enough time to finish this entire task while we're here. Hello? No, you can say hi. Really wanted the pet, but gave up for now. Going to Max. Come on. Hey, what? Ow. Come on, Lobster Mac's healthy for breakfast. Oh, hey, what are you doing? Showing off the bowl? Yeah, it's like 900 calories, it's fine. The lobster's protein. What? What? No. Yeah. He's hanging out. You want to go to Gage Town? Is it? I thought it was cold today. Dude thinks he can just casually eat lobster for breakfast. Well, why not?
He ate it yesterday for dinner and well. And also he ate it yesterday for lunch and well. So his belly is kind of like a pregnant girl.
Hey. So mean. Who cares if I'm like 6 months pregnant, alright? Going out Monday if you want to join. What are you doing Monday? Very drunk. No drinking for me, though. Oh, ow. Wife might go drinking. Maybe. Oh, St. Patrick's Day. Is that coming up? Is that Monday? St. Patrick's Day. It is Monday. The more you know. Well, I guess you're in a good town for it too. Back in college, I knew when it was. Not so much because I went drinking, but because all my friends would be like, let's go hit up bars. Like, I mean, I'll go with you. I'll eat some food. Congrats, Mr. Warp Gates. 80 magic. Easy. Three more levels to the goal. What does 83 get you? Actually, what does 83 get you? "21 hours of combat." Ooh. Well, you were trying to, I'm blanking. Like Barrage? Or are you trying to use Ancients to get it up? Like, it shouldn't be that long, right? I guess at that level you can't Barrage. For the lower level one. Oh, I'm not looking forward to magic training either. It's one of those miscellaneous things I gotta do for this account. It's not like the worst, and I'll probably end up doing it at Scurious. I've got to get to 99 because I'm gonna need the cape. I'm like, there's not a lot of sort of miscellaneous activities that I have to do, but 2 of them are skill capes. Hunter and Magic are the 2 skill capes that I need to get. And Hunter may be a waste, too, unfortunately. Still want to try it, though. Didn't they buff Mage Training Arena? They did. I mean, I'm probably not going to be there, like, the whole way to 99. I feel like that would just... I don't think it's that good. Like, it's fine. You know, I think Scurious would be faster, probably. Scurious would be more chill, if nothing else. Felt exactly the same when I went there the other day. I mean, they did make things nicer, like the telegraph room. Oop, getting dragged out. They made it so that you don't get stuck in the telegraph animation, so you can just, like, you cast it, you can move. Like, that was one of the things that they updated. They made it so you can hold more coins in, like, the alchemy room, and they also kind of... They made it so that I don't think there's any empty ones anymore, in terms of, like, when you go to get the items. I think that was the other change that they did. But they didn't change, like, the amount of XP or the points, really. Like, they rebalanced the points for the enchantment room, like the gem one. Because you don't have to do the gems anymore. But it's still, like... I mean, it's still Mage Training Arena. It's really, like... They improved it in a lot of small ways, but, it's still a grind. Still an empty one, but don't know about the rest. Is that true? I don't remember how many there used to be. I thought there used to be 2 empty ones. Maybe it used to be more. They reduced the total number of them, though, for sure. It's a grind. I mean, I know I'm gonna have to do it. It'll probably be, like... I'll probably do it for Full Infinity and, like, the Mage's Book. And whatever else. I guess, like, the Bones to Peaches spell just for the heck of it. So I'll probably do Mage Training Arena for that and see what I end up with, but I doubt it'll be, like, anything crazy, because I'm already pretty high Mage level. I don't know if that'll be next. I'm like, I am still running out of things to do for chunk unlocks. Ooh, clicked the wrong one. Oh, killed it. Rip. And the Master Wand. Oh, true. Yeah, I gotta do it for everything that's in there. It is gonna be a solid, like, 10 or 15 hour grind, probably, for everything, of just, like, straight. If I'm super, super, like, paying attention while I'm doing it, too. Master Wand to make Kodai, yeah. And I can eventually make that, if I do a lot of chambers. It is in the cards. You have an idea? What's the idea? Drop everything, get carried in chambers. Oh, we got a random. Beekeeper. Boo. Now, chambers is one, like... I don't have a problem getting carried in chambers, but I really want to save going through and doing it as, like a solo thing first. Because I'm sure I can solo one. I think it'll be really tough. But I'm like... I think I should be able to do it on this account. Especially after I get Herblore. I mean, right now... I mean, maybe. It'd be a bit of a stretch for me to do it now, even if I had, like, all of the stats and all of the best possible gear. Without Herblore. But once I get Herblore, I mean, I'm like... I'll be able to do it. And then once I solo one, I'm going to just open up chambers, because it's going to be so long if I wanted to grind it out. You can, it'll be a 0-point raid. Yeah, I want to have, like, a respectable solo. At least, like, get some points, you know what I mean? I don't want to be... like, it'd be Olm. Olm would be the toughest part of that. I mean, I'm sure the other bosses would cause me grief considering my gear, but I'm like, it's the supplies for Olm that would probably really put it at 0. At least it's safe deaths. Well, I was originally thinking do a solo with no deaths as, like, the bar, and once I do that, opening it up, and I'm like, that might be a little much. Like, just a respectable solo. Like, nothing, like, dying over and over again to kind of, like, force my way through. I don't really want to do that. But as long as I can kind of, like, get through the raid, you know? That was kind of where I'm at with it. But I still think that's probably, like, I've unlocked all of the chunks. Minus sailing. Sailing may change my opinion on this a little. But I've unlocked all of the chunks, and then I start moving towards, like, PVM goals. Kind of what I'm thinking. That'll be things like... I mean, solo chambers is kind of like the first big PVM goal. And I think Inferno is likely going to be kind of like the end game PVM goal. And along the way, it'll be a lot of, like, random stuff, you know. I can do Royal Titans, get myself a mage upgrade before I go into Chambers. So, I mean, there's going to be a lot of stuff, actually, I can do before going into Chambers. Royal Titans will be a big one. May or may not do some wilderness stuff, get the shields. Undecided on that. Fire Cape. Although the Fire Cape's probably not going to be that impressive on this account, but it's something. And we'll see. I may or may not get God Wars. We'll see. There's going to be an episode where it comes up, but we're still a little ways off of that. Man, if I get God Wars, that'd be a big, long grind, though. Actually, no, I mean, I was gonna say sailing? No. Never mind, God Wars dungeon is, like, super landlocked. Yeah, the thing that I'm thinking of, so... Well, I can give you all the inside scoop a little bit, since you're here. If you stand... So there's the like, things of wheat in Puro Puro that occasionally, like, change the walls. So what it can do, if you're standing on it when you teleport, it can push you one extra tile out of the teleport range, but it's a little bit weird how it works, because really what it is it's like stalling your character animation before you land. So if you do it for, like, instantaneous teleports, you'll just... What you'll see is you'll just, like, pop up one tile outside of the range. If you do it for slower animations like the Gommel's Hilt teleport, you'll finish the animation, and then it will force you to walk one tile. So, like, that's why I'm just not sure. I mean, if I use that for Gommel's Hilt, I could get God Wars because the teleport is on the chunk line. There's not a lot of teleports that are directly on a chunk line. But there's that one, and one of the clue teleports is also on a chunk line. But the thing with the clue teleports is they're instantaneous, so, like, there's not really an issue, I think, visually from that standpoint. I mean, I guess mechanically it's a little bit weird how it works, because you're like, invisible walking for it. But I figure like, the instant teleports, I just let it slide, because, like, visually it looks like you're teleporting, so, like, it's fine. It's just the Gommel's Hilt one I'm not entirely sure about. I'm like, I don't know. Force walking me into a chunk. Does that really unlock it? And God Wars is, like, such a big piece of content, too. If it was something small, I wouldn't necessarily worry about it. I'm like, I don't know. Because the more stuff I allow myself to get, the more I'm like, well, this is just a main hardcore account, you know what I mean? That's why sailing may change my opinion on it, too, because sailing is going to open up a ton of stuff anyway. You get God when you end up locked in for next. I I don't think I can complete Nyx, right? I think you need, like, there's some quest requirement before you can get keys, isn't there? Like Desert Treasure, maybe? Or maybe it was one of the, well, I think it's Desert Treasure, and then there's the mini quest for, like, you get the keys, like the frozen door thing. Yeah, Desert Treasure. So, I mean, probably not. Seems highly unlikely. Actually, I think it's impossible now, because I'm like, I was like, maybe sailing would give enough chunks, but actually, because it has you go to so many locations, like, you have to go into Mauritania, like, I think it's here. So, like, there's no way there. One of them is, like, way up in here, isn't it? This little path thing? I don't remember exactly which one it is, but, like, also, I think there's no way in there either. Yeah, the quest rec for Nyx. That's a shame, too, because I was like, ooh, maybe Yama will help me. But yeah, Yama's also going to need Kingdom Divided, which is, again, one of those where it's like, there's just no way. As much of Kourend as I have, and even with sailing, like, sailing is definitely going to give me a lot of Kourend if we're able to, like, sail around the outside of this island. I still, like, I'm just not going to get enough of the, like, interior chunks to be able to do, like, because there's, I don't remember what the first part of the quest is. Well, I guess it's 5 of them, right? Because there's one for each house, and then you do Kingdom Divided, but all of those have you going, like, in so many places. It's just, like, it's not going to happen. Just realized the stream is spoilers because non-members can't watch the vid yet. Oh, I mean, it's fine. Well, the stream's been spoilers anyway. I mean, really, like, what we're doing here... This is probably, like, 2 episodes out, really. Every Chunk Man stream is spoiler. Yeah, like, pretty much. I mean, I'm not, like... Wow, that's a big hit. Ooh, close. I'm not, like, so far ahead in terms of, you know, what all I'm doing, but since I'm trying to be a little bit more mindful about what makes up an episode, and we had a big stint of, like, some really important stuff. So, yeah, I mean, the first stream was, what, Clues? Well, no. The first stream was The Abyss. So, the first stream was The Abyss. The episode going out tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central. That one is related to, like, what we were doing in The Abyss. Clues is meant to be the next one. There was some stuff that I did off stream as well. So, like, I ran around and did, like, some quests and stuff. So there were some unlocks there that'll probably be an episode. May or may not lump it in with Slayer. I'm not 100% sure yet. But at the same time, I mean, the stream versus the episode will be really different. I mean, even if you were here for, like, when I was running around doing the Abyss stuff. I know, Azzy, we were talking about this. Like, you'll watch it and you'll know. Like, it's... The episodes are much more done up. The stream, we kind of, like, we're chilling, we're hanging out, we're doing the stuff. So you can catch the intense progress live. Me sitting here doing Black Demons for 8 hours for one task to get 62 Slayer, which I don't want. You know what I mean? Like, all of this will be condensed into, like, 30 seconds or a minute. A lot of the Slayer tasks anyway. So it's sort of spoilers, but, you know, if you wanted to be, like, somewhat in on the account, if you're like itching for progress, I think it's the place to be. Intense progress, come click the stream now. Don't miss out. Man, I really should have, like, I spaced on it when I was recording for the video. I didn't do any sort of call to action, and I'm like, man, I should have been like, and if you want to see these episodes coming out early, join the whatever membership, you know, like, do the plugs, and I'm just like, I forgot to do it, but I couldn't be bothered to go back and put it in. I'm just like, nah, it's fine. I'll plug more later, eventually. Don't forget to add Uncle. Uncle's in there. We got the clip for him. I'll probably get the little segment where he's like, I don't consent to you touching my black demons or something like that. We'll throw it in somewhere. The hardest task ever? One chunk transit only hardcore Iron Man. I gotta keyword stuff those titles. Transportation chunk locked hardcore Iron Man. The impossible task. I spent 3,000 hours for this one item. I mean, I guess we're getting actually, like, kind of close to the number of hours, but I spent 1,500 hours for this one item. Begging for consent? I don't know about that title. Get myself in trouble with YouTube. I don't know, I was thinking I probably ought to... The streams, I'm gonna play around more with, like, what they're titled, what the thumbnails look like after I'm back. It's been kind of bottom of the priority list for me. I'm like, I feel like the streams can probably do better than they have been. Granted, YouTube doesn't really push them super hard by any means, but, you know, like, setting up multi-streaming could be one thing. I kind of just need to play around with, like, also what works in terms of, you know, like, title, thumbnail on the streams. But streams, like, videos are generally so much better for spread that it's been kind of low on the priority because of that. Spent 3,000 hours for Molly to give me what? I may. There's, like, for the Molly random, Molly random's probably going to get a title like this changes everything, or it took, you know, however many hours I've been playing the account at that point. It took 2,000 hours to get this. And it won't even be clickbait. Because, I mean, this is, I think now we're close to like 1,600 hours on the account. And it's, God, I hope it's not another 400 hours for Molly randoms. Ugh. But it very well might be, honestly, with the luck I have. Finally got Molly and it took me on a trip. Then I get age restricted. Can't be too clever. That's what I call it for, like, thumbnails and titles. They don't do well. It's really unfortunate because it's a lot of fun. And I was having this discussion with someone the other day. We were talking about making the thumbnails, and he's like, yeah, you know, I did this really cool thing with, like, you know, putting a screen, like, on this TV in the thumbnail, and I'm like, it's so cool, and it's a great piece of art. How many people do you know that go to art museums? You know what I mean? Like, every time I see that, I'm like, you can't make it so clever, because it just doesn't perform well. They're gonna monetize you just so they can demonetize you. I don't know. They gotta keep me in line for the advertisers. Luckily, I seem to be fairly family safe in terms of content, I would think. I've built my life to be family friendly. So hopefully I won't ever have to worry so much about it. So titles and thumbnails. Titles and thumbnails can get me in trouble. I could see it. My god, we have 60 of these things left still. I'm actually not going to have enough time to finish this task. What a brutal task, dude. We could have been done now. She gave us, like, the low end of these. Family-friendly demon genocide every time. Alright, let's see. Am I going to click the right one? It's not that one. Here we go. Oh, we're going to get a magic level somewhat soon, too. 85 magic? That's the teleport to target spell. You think people hop in and they see the 2 accounts and they're like, oh wow, this world is packed. 2 people maging over here? Nah, see you later. Didn't stop Uncle, that's for sure. Uncle Cappy. The bots don't care. Yeah, also the prayer bots running in here. I'm convinced the ones that are in the full vestment, they've gotta be it. Like, they've gotta be bots. They have the same look. I think we've seen 3 of them so far. I'd carry on hopping if I saw 2 mages there. Ooh, my Arabs is degrading. Heck, I'm gonna have to repair it soon. Here, we can make it look busier. Oh no. The instant karma, I forgot to stop my attack. I do prefer the world to myself, though. It just makes it a little easier. So I don't mind splitting it just because I know, like, I can't, like, 2 is kind of it. And I don't even really need 2. I can kind of only kill, like, 1.5. Somewhat quickly. Probably gonna fall asleep now. Fall asleep to Ujack's dulcet tones. Good luck on the demons. I appreciate it, sir. Have a good night's rest. I'm sure we'll see you tomorrow. $57 of these things left. Ugh, it's so many. It's so many. That means we have like a full hour's worth still of this task at the rate this has been going. I really just want to get another task, just so I can see, like, how screwed are we going to be? Although, I do think, by the time we're done with this one, we're probably getting 62 Slayer on the next task, unless it's something like cow fights, maybe? Cow fights are Ankus. Anything else, we're probably there. Or if she gives us like a really small amount of whatever. I'm not holding my breath for that though. She has been quite bad about giving like the max amount of whatever she assigns. It's so funny because on other accounts I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't really care. But here I'm just like, man, I just want points. And she doesn't seem to understand it. I'm hopeful that the summer sweep up when they redo Slayer tasks, I'm hoping that'll help me a lot. So I may end up being able to do Slayer in the late game a little bit easier, but I don't know what that's going to look like. I guess that one can't even aggro up here. It's just running all the way over there. I do wish more people were open to letting me split their Slayer tasks with them. I mean, if it was a normal account, I'm like, you still get the drops. It's just worse Slayer XP, but I know, like, I also get it. I think if I was on a normal account, I'd probably be like, this loser's just taking half my XP. Screw him. But come on, you know? Imagine, there's a world where Uncle Cappy was like, heck yeah, take half my Slayer XP and we're done with this already. Oh, I think it's about time for me. Maybe what I'll do, I'm going to finish this demon off. I think I already hit this one as well. We'll do one more. We'll leave it at 50. I gotta run for a little bit. Try to get a nice round number in here. Ooh. I clicked the right thing. Him over there. Alright, the world is open. If anybody needs black demons, what were we on? 489. Now's your chance. If you need black demons, world 489. Unfortunately, I don't have enough time to finish this task right now, so I'll have to come back and do it later. Goodness, who would have thought black demons is like a 2-stream kind of task? I knew it was going to be long, but God, I'm going to have to... Maybe I go make some Wrath Runes or something. I don't know. I really don't know how to speed these ones up that much, but that is all the time I've got. So, for folks who are still hanging out, I appreciate you being here. Thanks for joining. Thanks for chilling. We'll do another stream next Sunday, and then I'm going to be out of town for a couple of weeks. So, next week, last time I'll be live for, you know, basically a month. No worries. I mean, what can you do? Tell Neve to give me smaller tasks, alright? What can you do, man? Ah, so unlucky. But yes. Take care. Have a good one. I will catch you all later.